In this video, we're gonna make this really scratchy, not so pretty buffet into a pretty farmhouse type buffet. So let's get started. For this buffet, we're gonna start off with Prairie Gray. I want to do neutrals and I want to keep it kind of simple, not the crazy colors I usually use. So we're gonna go with Prairie Gray, and we're just going to that's going to be the base color of it, really. So first things first, Prairie Gray all over the buffet. So now we're going to wait for the first base color to dry, but not completely dry, because we do want to blend some old school in using the same brush, which is still a little wet. We're going to just put that right in the can. I use the same brush for the whole thing always, and always making sure that the brush is wet so you get less brush strokes and the paint goes on a whole lot smoother. By the way, I am using Debbie's Design Diary paint, and it's not it has no VOCs. It's VOC free, and it's organic. It doesn't smell, and it's just perfect for layering. Um, okay, so here, besides using the old school, I am adding a little bit of some white. And again, I'm going to put some water on my brush just so that the paint goes down more smoothly, and I'm blending that in on top of the previous color. So after adding the white, I do have to tell you that I once again dipped my brush into a different color. It's called Layered Chocolate, and as you will see, this will kind of give the top of this piece a little bit more depth and dimension. And again, my brush is wet and it has the white paint that I had it on previously, and I think it just gives it I can't find the word for it, but you'll see. It's a really pretty kind of barn looking look. Yeah. One thing I do want to add is that you want to make sure you blend well. You don't want it to look like you just put the paint on there. So you can see where my brush started here towards the back of this buffet. You want to not do that. So you're going to keep blending and just spreading that paint until those brush strokes are where the brush marks are. So now we're going to add a little bit of fun to the front part of the buffet. So we're going to add some of that same old school to where the hardware is that opens the door to this pretty little thing that's already looking so much different than when we started it. So this is the gray again, and we're going to do what we did to one side to the other. We're just going to blend this in, and we're going to make it look like it's kind of worn, but this will tie the top of the buffet to the front. take a break for a little bit of camera adjusting so we can see what we're doing on the other side. Also, don't be afraid to add a little bit of whatever color you're using when you're painting something, not just in the spots that you thought you were going to put them in. For example, I didn't think that I was going to be adding some of this gray in the areas that I'm adding it now, but you just got to kind of go with how you feel when you're painting, and that's what I do. It always comes out better that way. My plans, they never work. This is how it works for me. Okay, so now that we have all the color that we want on here, I'm just gonna grab some plain old baby wipes and start wiping some of the paint back, because I do want to have this look like it's distressed and, you know, old and vintagey. It is a vintage piece, but we want to give it that chippy look as well. I think it adds depth, and it's just more interesting than flat paint. So we're gonna just take some of the paint off here and there and everywhere, where usually a piece would be worn naturally is kind of what you want to go for. You can do a little bit extra. You can do this heavy or you can do this light. I'm gonna go somewhere in between with this piece. Now that we have all the paint that we need, or that I wanted to put on here, I'm gonna wax, and I'm gonna use two different color wax. I'm gonna use clear wax and black wax, and the reason I'm using black wax is, I ran out of the dark wax. So I want this to have a little bit of depth also with the sealants, and since I don't have the dark wax, I'm gonna use black wax, and I'm gonna blend it with the clear. So no need to worry that it's going to be really dark, because with wax, if you put on, for example, the black wax and it's too dark, all you have to do is wipe it back with clear wax. But I'm going to mix it because I want it to be kind of tonal. So I'm going to use the black wax for highlighting. Just going to put that in certain areas. So most of this buffet is the clear wax. The dark wax is mostly for highlighting. And I put it in certain spots because you know how when you have old vintagey furniture, it's kind of dark in some places and not dark in others. The wax will lighten up as it dries, so don't be nervous if it looks dark at first. So this is the end of this video. This is the finished product. I hope you like it. I always forget to say this, but please subscribe if you want to see more videos and hit that notification button. And I'll see you in the next video. Okay, bye.